Good morning. I am heading up to the Ochako National Forest to be doing some camping, and in this video I will be turkey hunting and setting up my camp just in the middle of nowhere, a little bit off from the Walton Lake campground. So let's head up. I'm actually quite excited for this experience because I've never done like any kind of camping survival type things on my own. It's kind of just, I'm going in there, I'm gonna find a spot to set up a tent. I'm not gonna be setting it up at the campsite. I'm gonna be walking around. I didn't bring any water either for this trip, so I have to rely on myself to get water for this trip and find a water source. So it'll definitely be a really cool experience. We're at the gate here, right before we enter into the campground. It's just right down this road. Now I'm not sure if the lake is frozen. I know it does get frozen because I've heard of people ice fishing up here. We'll go down and check it out, just kind of walk through the campground a little bit, find where I want to set up my camp. I'm going to kind of set up out, kind of a little on the outskirts of camp, just so I'm not like using fire rings. I'm gonna be building my own fire ring and fires and just all that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm all packed up and I'm ready to go. I got my little sled with my tent and sleeping bag on there. I figured I'd be better safe than sorry, and I grabbed some snowshoes. I got my shotgun, my backpack's on my back. I'm all bundled up, and I'm really curious as to if the lake is even maybe just a little bit frozen, because I doubt that it gets warm up here throughout the day. Like, I doubt it gets above freezing. I'm really glad that there's not too much snow up here yet. There's maybe like 4 to 5 inches of snow. Like now we're pretty much touching the concrete right here of the roadway. It's pretty light snow here, but so looks like the lake is frozen over. There's just a big sheet of ice. This here's the little fishing dock that you can fish on during the summer. I think they have trout in this lake and some bass, but mostly when I fished up here, I've only caught a bunch of trout. So the back strap on my snowshoe just broke off, and I can feel it just kind of bouncing back and forth as I'm walking. Well, my snowshoe wasn't staying on good, so I'm just gonna have to take them off. No snowshoe from here on out. So I got my snowshoes strapped in on my sled here. Kind of found this flat area in here that's still close to the creek that I think I'm gonna set up my camp. This area is fairly flat, and there's a lot of wood around here, like some fallen trees that hopefully aren't wet, that I could draw some dry wood from. This is my little shovel thing that I got. I'm just gonna kind of dig out a rectangle in this area. Hoping these branches here with some moss on them will kind of be some good kindling. What I have for some fire starter, something I used in Boy Scouts, which is cotton balls with petroleum jelly or Vaseline on them. So I'm gonna kind of make that my base layer here. Hopefully I don't take up too much water right now. Take these sticks and break them and throw it around there, and a lot of moss on them. And then once it gets bigger, I'll throw these kind of bigger sticks on there, get the fire bigger, and then I'm gonna go use my saw and kind of work on cutting up some bigger pieces so I can get a bigger fire going. For some reason, I couldn't find any flint and steel anywhere at any stores I went to, so we're gonna cheat a little bit and use some matches. Looks like it's doing good, but the cotton balls with Vaseline seem to work pretty good. We'll kind of throw these sticks on there more, see if we can maybe get it going a little bit better. Little update, I was able to get my fire going. It's going pretty decent, except my saw is terrible. I bought a super cheap saw, so I can't really use that. I already bent the blade on that, so I'm just gonna have to find some kind of thicker sticks and chop those up with my hatchet. Got my tent set up, so there's my whole living situation. I think I got blessed with some good weather up in the mountains today. I just got to keep this fire going. But once I get a chance here and I'm done setting some stuff up and figuring out what to do with my water situation, I'm gonna see if I can maybe go out and do some turkey hunting and practice some of my calls. We'll just kind of keep this fire going. The good thing is I don't need like a big raging fire to like cook anything because I have that gas stove. The fire is just kind of like a way to keep me warm and warm me up. I was able to loosen up the knob a little bit to get the propane thing going, and I got it going right now. And I have some snow in there because I've seen Outdoor Boys do it all the time, where he just takes a big scoop of snow in a pot and uses that and boils that up for some water. Later tonight, I'm just gonna need water for my meal, for my dinner. So it's been a couple hours since I set up my camp. I've set up my bed and everything inside. Everything's inside right now that needs to be. Got my food over here and just kind of important stuff, and then bags and stuff. And so I'm just waiting for this water to boil. Tried the snow tactic, but it ended up being pretty gross still. Even when it was boiling, there was still a lot of pine needles and stuff in there. I didn't want to jam up my filter too much, so I just went to the creek and used this little cup here. It's like a coffee cup, but I use that to scoop up some water and dump it in the pot. The water's done boiling. I'm gonna just try to dump this in here now without spilling it. Ooh. Okay, sweet. So that gave us about pretty much one full bottle. So this should last me the rest of the day. It's pretty hot though now. I don't want to really drink it too much now. I'll let it cool down. And then we're gonna load up my snacks and stuff just in case. The annoying thing is the sun is like already going down and it's barely 2 o'clock. I'm kind of thinking I won't have much time to hunt. If not, I know that there are some birds that you can hunt in Oregon without a tag. Crows and pigeons, like house sparrows or barn sparrows, and starlings. Okay, so let's grab snacks, some granola bars. I bought some teriyaki jerky as well. I think that's everything I'll need. Let me grab my crow call. I have a crow call, and then I have a little diaphragm here that I can just do some turkey chirps with. The thing is, with hunting in the snow, you can see tracks a lot better. Seeing if I can maybe find some tracks. I don't have much daylight left, so I kind of just want to find something that I can maybe even at least just kill. I can't tell too sure right here, but you can kind of see how in the snow there's like a little section where there's no plants growing, so that could either mean that this is a game trail or possibly a hiking trail. I want to have my hat up a little bit so I can maybe hear something if they decide to call back. I'm not a good caller. I've kind of just watched a couple of YouTube videos and tried my hand at it, but I'm gonna give it my best. The crow call is actually a good call for them if you know how to use it. I think I do. I've watched YouTube videos, but I'm gonna hike back in here a little bit more and see if I can maybe hear something. Everyone's probably gonna make fun of me while I do that call just because I don't know how to do it really good. A lot of times actually, when hunting turkey, it seems like my dad and I did best while just driving around. Like, you just drive around up in the roads in the mountain and there's turkeys everywhere. Like, every time we went out we saw something. Every time I tried to get close and stalk them a little bit, they just run. Like, they're really good at running away. Might have to do some studying when I get home after this trip to kind of see how to hunt turkeys during the winter and snow times. I stumbled across what I think are possibly, I think they're deer tracks, and I saw those off in the distance. Looks like whatever it is going this way. Not what I'm hunting for, but it'd be cool to see some kind of wildlife. There's a lot of tracks back in here. I think all the majority deer tracks. So hopefully I can find my turkey. I think I stumbled across some coyote tracks, because there's poop there, and then you can kind of see in that one there that there's like some claws in the paws. So there could be some coyotes around here too, which you don't need a tag to kill. So I mean, if I could get close to one, I could shoot it with my shotgun. Well, I've kind of hiked around quite a bit and called at a lot of other places. No response. I think I just need to practice on my calling. I've actually heard turkey hunting is a lot harder when you're trying to get out and kind of track them down. It's a lot easier to just drive around and maybe stumble across one on the side of the road. You can hear the snowmobilers throughout the mountains. They're just ripping away on their snow machines, which would be kind of fun. I need to get grandpa's out sometime this winter when I have the time. There's a woodpecker right over there. I'm not too sure if you can shoot woodpeckers. I'm just gonna leave it for now just because I don't want to do anything illegal. I heard kind of like a bark while I was walking, and I'm not sure if wolves bark. I mean, I'm assuming they do, but the thing is, it was deep. Like, it wasn't the same as if a coyote was doing its little hip. And I know that wolves are kind of coming back in Oregon, so I'm hoping I don't come across one, because I know that there's a lot of complications that come when you encounter wolves in this state. So I'm back at my camp. The sun's going down. I kind of just figured I'd get back to camp and start my fire back up again and try and get ahead on getting some firewood before it gets dark. I'm gonna make some dinner here soon. My water was still super hot, so I grabbed it and I threw it in some snow to hopefully let it cool down. kind of hungry, so I'm gonna get some water from right down here. A little pool right here. I'll just kind of get my little coffee cup here, fill it up. Not too dirty. There's a couple floaters, but that never hurt anyone, right? Some beef lasagna Mountain House, and all you got to do is pretty much boil a cup and a half of water, which is roughly 12 ounces, and this is, I think, an 18-ounce cup, so shouldn't take too long. You just boil it, dump it in there, let it sit for a little bit, and then it's ready to go. It's kind of like an MRE. Dump all of it in there. And it says to let it sit for 5 minutes. So we'll go ahead, kind of mix it around a little bit. Wait 5 minutes. It looks kind of good, which is what we want. As long as it tastes good in my belly, that's all we want. Ooh, still very hot. I think it's time I check on my water bottle, because I kind of I took the shovel and I threw some snow on top of it to hopefully help it more. So let's see. I have been taking swigs from it here and there just because I was thirsty. I almost want to take a nap, but then I feel like I wouldn't be able to sleep too much tonight, so I gotta just find something to do. I just spent a lot of time cutting up some firewood and splitting it in half a little bit, and this is kind of my lumberjack station over here. Ladies and gents, it's getting kind of late. Well, no, it's not. It's getting kind of dark. I think I'm just gonna kind of clean up a little bit and head to bed. Initial reaction to my first night. I think I just got to figure out more things to do. I'm not good at this YouTube thing. I don't mind if I don't get famous, I guess I could say. This is just kind of like memories for me, my family, friends to look back on and laugh at. I definitely plan to do this more. I've liked this so far, and I definitely would be willing to try different ones too. But yeah, I'm gonna try and go to bed. Good night, everyone. Good morning. I actually stayed surprisingly warm last night, but I still couldn't sleep super good because my sleeping pad is terrible. It's super narrow and super slippery, so I kept sliding off and it kept just moving around. Now I'm just gonna get some more water from my water bottle and make some breakfast. Come on, dude. My little propane thing isn't working. I just got a little fire going, and I'm just gonna worry about my breakfast. So I just got my little coffee cup boiling with water, so hopefully that'll boil. This morning is going nothing how I planned. I can barely get my fire going. I barely got my cup hot enough to even get my water boiling for my breakfast. Ugh. and my fire's barely going, and I couldn't get my propane thing going, and it's just not looking too good. But I think I at least have breakfast. I'm just gonna eat some breakfast, maybe get my fire going a little bit better hopefully, and then I think I'm just gonna pack up. I'm all packed up, ready to go. I'm gonna head back up to my car and head home. It was still fun. I'm gonna take this as like a trial run. I now know what I need to pack next time and what I need to do better. So I'm just gonna walk back up to the car, head home. Looks like there's some people out on the lake ice fishing this morning. They've got some buckets and they're just kind of hanging out over there. Well, I'm back. Well, I hope you somewhat enjoy this. Hopefully my editing skills are good, and definitely not the last time I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna head back home.